Hello, friends of Pirate Chain, friends of Komodo Platform, friends of Bitcoin, friends of crypto, friends of price charts. Welcome. Yes. Wow, it's August 9, 2021. We're flipping into August 10 currently in the UTC. Wow, let's check out these charts. Yes. I'm going to share this screen. And we are going to take a look first at the Bitcoin, breaking the $46,000 levels on this Bitstamp chart. All right, let's take a quick look over here. We'll survey the charts. Hope you're doing well. Like this video, hit that like button. Yes, make comments. I appreciate all the comments. And here we go. Well, this is a monthly chart, and after the downturn, we are turning back to the upside. Fancy that. A lot of strong buying support down here, and boom, we are up for possibly for the next leg up. Well, I guess we can just review a few of the scenarios, as they say. You might have some form, we don't know where it's going to be. Fine. A lot of people are calling for something like this. They're well, I don't know if they're going that low. Anyway, they want to go to do something like that, because when you're counting down here as an A move and then a B move here, then your C move's got to be pretty decent as well. Now, we'll know pretty soon, because if this is going to turn, then it's going to turn and not look back to these levels really significantly for some time. So this is a major turning point here. We are either, maybe we'll get one more candle and maybe a wick up to here even, to the 55,000 levels-ish or whatever it goes, and then maybe make our turn back around. That's the possibility, yes. Okay, this could be a B wave of a C wave. However, the more likely and biased view at this current stage is that we're continuing the impulse to the upside. Yes, there she blows. She's going for it. Yes, she is. I think we are going to, I think we're going to see very shortly some testing of the highs. However, yes, what are we looking like on a monthly time frame? Yes, this would be one of these. If we are indeed doing that, then this would have to be. Now, maybe it doesn't go that high, but it would have to be something, right? Yeah, so maybe it goes lower, right? Maybe higher price and a lower, a diverging, right? Bearish diverging. I would fully expect before the next bear to get some sort of bearish diverging. However, I would also equally expect that this can go even higher than the previous, and the MACD signal can go higher. That would be great. That's where the bias is currently in terms of, at least with the price. Yes, the price currently is biased higher. Now we go back to this weekly price chart, which is just so it really is mesmerizingly beautiful in some sense. And even before these candles, it was quite an interesting looking chart, quite the cliff, quite the precipice. But now these 4 week candles here this past month, well, we're currently on this week of August 9th, so anything could happen with this one. We had this 3 candle reversal, and it puts into perspective the degree of this move, and it gives us something to marvel at. And the friends of Ichimoku will look over here and see the lagging span averted chopping into the price. However, this is going to have to continue to push higher, something like, something along the lines of this. Otherwise, well, it could cross into the price. We might get into the price here, but we would hope to get higher. Okay, and that likely would likely be part of some sort of move here where we make our way higher to these previous highs and then we muddle around a bit and then go higher. That's possible, although there are heavy calls for the super high, well, not want to call them super high, but the significantly higher levels of about anywhere between hundreds to the 200s of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin by 2022. So that means that the lagging span would bypass all of this price action, and that would be maintaining that bullish stance. All right, interesting. Well, here we go. The price is looking bullish as ever, isn't it? Well, on a daily price chart, not a price chart, now we start seeing a little bit of a hiccup and a cough here, potentially. But this is a shorter term time frame. So what are we seeing? Well, wow, look at this excellent action here. Is higher pricing here. However, we are divergent with the histogram. The signals, though, are not signal and MACD. However, we are really close as well here with some divergence. It's not guaranteed because we're continuing higher. So if the price keeps going higher and the RSI makes it higher than the previous high here, we can cut out that potential divergence. Okay. And also these divergences, lagging indicators, are not as powerful as the price itself. All right. So what do we see here? We see this span. I'm going to, for now, I'm going to hide the Bollinger Band and Ichimoku Cloud. Hope you're doing well here. Maybe you're listening in the 1.5 or 1.75x speed. Maybe you're just enjoying it at regular speed. Either way, I hope this is of value to you, educational, entertaining, or even just offering you some rest. So we are, what we were looking for was this zone here. Let's get right into it now. So after you enjoy that wider view, we see this zone here, okay? We took from the bodies of support and the wicks of support, particularly this one of February 28th. And we drew a rectangle all the way here. And before these previous 2-day candles here, we were looking for an intermediate top. It was confluencing with that 200-day average. And this confluenced with this previous support. I was wondering maybe turn a bit resistant. And it has. However, the thesis was always that once beyond the 40,000, it wouldn't be too long before a 50,000 test. So that seems to still be in play. And really, so there you go. There, that rectangle played out nicely, but there was definitely not a significant pullback on that one. And what else we got here is interesting. What else we have here is a potential. So what we were looking for was this type of Fibonacci extension, which would bring us about 1-to-1. And there you go. That's around the 49 or 50,000 region, which was considered a bit more of a support resistance zone here and here. So that's going to be the next area of considered pullback, in which case we could get, if this is going for a fifth wave, we could get a nice extended move, which would take us, we could have a much more subdivided move, make some sidewave movements here and continue that impulse higher up. Okay, that would be brilliant. In which case we can take a look at that later when the time comes, but we're looking for this 1-to-1 here to the 50,000. We've passed beyond the 200-day moving average. We need to hold that for support. Also, intermediate wise, just one thing I wanted to note also, well, this is the daily chart, the MACD is not too concerned. However, let's bring our Ichimoku cloud back. And we see right there, we are at the edge of that Ichimoku cloud, upper edge. So possibly a little bit of a hesitancy. However, this is the Bitcoin, and therefore that this thing could just break out any time and make its move before, you know, coming back for support. That would be lovely. Do that. That's fine. If not, even more bullish would be to find some sort of resistance wherever, and then just chop it sideways, however it needs to be, until the time. That would be much more reasonable as per how BTC has been behaving at times when it's bullish, or at least ramping up for blue skies. So let's see. We'll see how this goes. That's the daily price chart. And if we want to just check on the 4-hour, we can do so. We'll bring back the Bollinger Bands to see where are we in the Bollinger Band play. And we are trying to push higher, and we are topping. So possible topping around here. However, that could just be a little temporary. We'll see. It's looking strong though overall. Yeah. Although, yeah, possibilities for looks like some stalling might take place based on these indicators, or again, we get that final push, which is probably more likely, and then we stall out for a little while. There you go. That's the basic idea for BTC USD. Yeah, looks like we could push that Bollinger Band higher and then flatten out. That would be nice. Okay, that's the daily price chart for the BTC USD right in front of your eyes, and that's going to end it for the analysis over there. That's the Bitcoin price hovering around that 46 now into the 45,000 zone. So we'll see where this leads to tomorrow. I anticipate strength. I anticipate strength for sure, and then maybe weakness through the rest of the week, possibly. But Tuesday seems like it'll be a strong day again. But of course, anything can happen, and none of this is financial advice of any kind. All right, let's move over to the Pirate Chain price charts. We've got the RBTC price here. It pushed the $4 level. Here we are on the daily. Let's take a look at the weekly just to see what did it do last week. It was a red candle, down candle. However, we are looking for support around these levels, and then we can make our push higher. Possible, you know, cupping and handling. That might be nice. We'll take it down to a daily. And yep, just finding supports here at the previous resistances here. That is lovely. Very nice. After the big red candle down day. So let's take a look here. What have we got? Well, on this daily price chart, it looks like we are potentially moving into some relatively negative momentum. So expect some sideways. That's possible. But really, we want to hold this 20-day average. However, as it's rising, that could be a bit too much to ask of this. We'll see. We'll see what kind of bullishness is in the markets. But definitely, if you notice that uptrending line, you know, the basic line was a good support. Let's just take this with the lines. There you go. It didn't even it closed, you know, above the 20 days. So for me, that's nice and nice and bullish right there. That seems, well, the fact that it was able to hold its support. However, we've often seen things hold support and then try and push up, fail, and then come down below and just drop further. So that's fine. That's where we are. I do want to notice though that if this is a flat pattern, I I know on the last video I was using the candle bodies, and I want to show you with the wicks. If we go to the wick, we can see actually, oops, for the yeah, so this flat pattern would have gone just a common flat here quite nicely. And then if that's the case, we can sideways and out. That's beautiful. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lower high here compared to the previous high. We have a lower low from the previous low. So really important here to make at least, okay, if we want to make a higher high than the previous high, fine. If we make a lower high than previous high, we really need to make a higher low than the previous low. Otherwise, yeah, this 8,100 Satoshi level is a must hold for the continued bullishness of this chart. All right, that makes the most sense over here to me. All right, and if we're looking at the 4-hour price chart, we see some, wow. Yeah, we see a bit of, I'm gonna just remove that again. Can't hold that region, and looks like we're gonna stay below this 20-period average. So tough, but possibly not going to last. Let's see though. Let's see. It's been of a sideways choppiness, you know, over the past, let's call it month and a half, really. I mean, the range has been quite high, but considering where it came from, this has just found its bottom and is going sideways right now. Just basically, that's what's happening. And so that's a good thing. That's what we want. But just keep an eye out there because you could start to see some dumping soon. And again, that could be correlated with Bitcoin going up to $50,000, right? Definitely possible. Okay. So now from there, let us take a look at the fire chain chart in the USDT, the ARRR pairing. Again, super bullish weekly price candles. Wow, good stuff. So we did make it up to that $4 level. Good, good. And so we go to the daily price chart. Looks like it could go higher. We are potentially making divergences, yes. However, again, looks like it could try and press one more time, unless this is the final press here in these days at the 430 level. Okay, but we did make a higher high than the previous high, and we made a higher low than the previous lows. So let's see where this takes us right now, this time. All right, this is the daily price chart for Pirate Chain. Looking good so far. However, it's all up to the BTC, and these charts, they all look like they might need a bit of a pause for a little while. They have been pausing sideways since the end of July. So this whole month has, even though there's been down and up, it's basically a sideways movement. Alrighty then. Yeah, let's bring that back to you, friends of line charts. Looking good. However, this choppiness here makes things less clear. All right. If we want to take it down to the 4-hour levels, looking better as we are above the 20-period average. Been trying to test, but it's not working. So these were those previous days on the BTC chart, which were decently strong. So then, yeah, it looks like it's rounding. It's finding this resistance here, too much resistance here. I don't know if this has a lot left. However, all of this resistance keeps punching, but we keep making the higher lows. We better punch through this resistance cleanly soon enough. Otherwise, the higher lows are going to start becoming lower lows. It's just how it's going to be. And in terms of these suckers right here, we've got a bit of wind up here. We are making into the positive momentum. So maybe it's going to be a small one like this back here. Maybe we'll make a small one, or we are looking to push higher. Yeah, that's good. Alrighty, so that is the Pirate Chain price action. And for those KMD folks, here we go. Take a look at this. We are at below the 1900 Satoshi level, just below. So this is the weekly price chart. And as you can see now, this Ichimoku cloud is starting to come down for us. It's the top level is at about the 12,000 Satoshi level. So that's pretty good. It's relative to that previous high here from November of 2019. So that is good. That's really good. What we're going to do is we're going to place a horizontal line because that matches nicely. We're going to actually place a 22. No, we're not going to do that yet. I don't think we're going to get there anytime in the next few weeks. So really our zone is more here, which is in line with the Ichimoku cloud on the lower band. So let us zoom in and see what's going on. A lot of sideways for the KMD right now, wedging between these lower highs and higher lows. A little bit of weakness here though this past week, and then we're starting this week weak again, WEA day. However, we're looking to turn back up. That would be nice. We don't want one of these turn up, turn downs. However, it's fine. Even if it does, it'll be short-lived, a few weeks, and then we can make higher to move back up. So that's what we need to consider. That's where we want to go. Continue making these higher lows. All right, that is what we want. And then the next high will be a higher high. That would be nice. And then we can challenge the activity from the 2019 timeframe on this MACD in terms of those signal and MACD lines. Now, let's consider this move complete for now, unless we're getting a massive dump down. Well, it doesn't even have to be massive. Could be just a smaller dump down. We could make some sort of final leg down. However, seems like what we've considered is quite reasonable so far. So there you go. Now, we're at much the lower end of this Bollinger Band, similar to how we were over here, except it's just a slight difference. However, because this is a down move after a big up move, whereas this is a big down move after a long sideways move. Now into the daily price action. Whoops. We are seeing here also, as previously mentioned in the video from last time, but that was with the USDT pairing. We're starting to see the Ichimoku cloud top band start to decrease, start to drop down. So that is that's coming. That's going to be there, and that means as it drops, eventually I imagine this 200-day average is going to come into play, as well as the Ichimoku cloud. All right. And a twist coming soon, I can imagine. Seems like it. All right, now this is a daily price chart. We've got some some very much sideways action, don't we? Yes, we do. So eventually we're going to get a pop and it's going to bring us much higher. However, currently looks like we could be weak on the daily price chart for at least a few days, maybe the rest of the week, so to speak, if not more. And that could be, again, due to Bitcoin strength, where the KMD USDT price is increasing. So I do see that we are going to most likely try and test this line of support, this trend line here. So most likely around the lower 1800 Satoshi level. That was always part of the consideration. Seeing the Bollinger Band here, there's a good likelihood we might, and also this previous, support resistance zone here, there was a good chance that we're going to come back here to find that support. So let's take this rectangle and we will plot a little bit of support and resistance right here. There you go. So we want that support resistance, even if it breaks below the rectangle. Sorry, the uptrending line. We want the rectangle as support. That'll be important. All right. Okay. So that's that. Daily price action. Whenever you see a KMD pump, it does not hurt to take some profits. It's just how it is. In fact, the best thing to do is to have levels set for your sell orders, and then levels set for your buy orders, and you're good to go. However, again, none of this is financial advice, so just something to consider for yourself. But watch out, because when KMD does get its chance to break above these levels here around the 2,500 Satoshis, most likely we're going straight up to the 4,000 level. All right. Okay, so that's KMD BTC on that daily price chart, friends. Yep. Where are we on the 4-hour? Well, we're nearing a bottoming, a local bottoming. Again, these things could take days. Nearing a bottoming on this RSI. Oh, this could definitely see us into the middle of the month before we bottom. And are we going to even bottom lower than these July lows? Possibly. But in fact, maybe we can find some sort of divergence in the near future there. And with the MACD, so interestingly how the MACD and the RSI are not quite signaling together. Well, having said that, looking at the MACD now, maybe that RSI is closer to the bottom than I imagined at first, because we've been quite prolonged in the negative momentum here since basically the beginning of August. And around the August 9th week was meant to be something of some sorts, possible catalyst here. So looking to, I know that I'm saying we're looking for support with this down move, but we could be somewhat finishing in the near term future. Having said that though, the daily price, daily price action is saying that even if it goes negative momentum, I don't think we're looking for like bottomings on RSI. I actually think that we're going to do a pretty decent job of holding this type of level here of the 40. I don't think we would get too low into the 30s. And same thing here with this MACD. I don't know how much of a negative momentum we will get. Although we've had some big negative momentums followed by a decently sized positive momentum. less positive, and in between that was very tiny negative momentum. So let's see what this next wave brings us. All right, this is a daily MACD for the KMD BTC pair. Okay. Next is the USDT pairing. So let's go for that. Wow, pushing that high 80s, 80 cents, high 80 cents level. Let's get right up in there. Take a look. So we did hold that trend line for support yesterday. This is a one-day chart. And now the job is to make higher highs, really. Otherwise, you're just going to slowly round down and make lower lows. You know, we tested up this Bollinger Band, came back into it quickly, tried to test it again, rejection. So let's see where we go to next. The consideration was that we would take ourselves into the cloud and find some sort of rejection. However, that remains to be seen. So yeah, let's see what happens in the next day or two. All eyes are on the Bitcoin pair. Looks like we could gain a bit of negative momentum soon enough here. Again, these are lagging indicators, so could go higher as well. And same thing with this RSI, although it's been quite a pump up. So maybe this is a bit of a resistance area in these, you know, in the 60 level. And so, yeah, looking to just find some support at the 50s, at the low 50s, and that can be a good thing to go higher. If not, then maybe the next move is really that pump up, and from there, some downturn. All right. So that is the daily price chart for KMD, USDT. And I'm really looking forward to the time when these big Ichimoku clouds are tested. And we're just going to take a quick look over here at the weekly chart. And we are on the lower end of the Bollinger Bands. It was super narrow here. So now not. We're quite wide. So let's see. We're going to try and test the 20-week moving average in the 150 levels. It's coming down pretty quickly. So maybe around 140 seems to be the level. Alrighty. Well, let's see what happens. We are looking to turn positive, unless, of course, we're going to get teased with one of these. But like I said earlier, overall the momentums are bullish. Whoops. Overall, the momentums are bullish, and until otherwise noted. Yeah. Especially especially the BTC USD and the alt USD pairings. However, as we know, these things can turn on a dime, as the saying goes. Just do a complete 180. And however, when we look at technicals, I mean, how can this not be considered like a buying zone? If these are selling zones, these here must be buying zones, isn't it? And these were buying zones. So what do you think? Right? Excellent. Looking forward to your comments. Remember to like the video. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you've made it this far, you are a true friend of the Komodo unofficial channel. Hey, Giuliano, thank you. one and all, I wish you all the best. Until next time, love, peace, happiness. Goodbye.